What up, Jopins? Episode 206. We got our boy Alex Nevarez fresh off his third fight, amateur fight, and now guess what? Congratulations, we're going pro.
Yes, sir.
Damn.
Yes,
Congrats,
sir.
dude. Fire.
Yes, sir. How does that feel, my man?
Well, it feels good, dude. It feels good. It's been a long time. Just even think about going pro. It's honestly great. Like, yeah, ready to get paid. Ready to stop doing this shit for fun.
Huh. Oh, my God. I can't even imagine. You had a great performance on Saturday. Fucking went out there. You're such a scrappy dude. Jobins, if you don't know who the fuck Alex is, you're gonna. Because he's gonna be a problem. He's scrappy. You have really good body locks that look so fucking painful when you get them. Even in the gym, dude. When you get body locks on people, fuck.
Dude, I know they don't just look painful, they are painful, dude. Sensei Johnny gets me in those all the time, dude. Those body locks. And then he's like a dick about it because he like squeezes a little slower and slower. And then I tap him, and he knows I'm gonna tap eventually. And I know for a fact, dude, that yours probably are killer too. You had those body locks in, dude.
Oh, dude, I wish I would have finished it. I was trying to get that rear naked, but I didn't want to gas myself out right there in the first round.
Yeah.
So.
Again, scrappy, my man. You ate a leg kick that you just walked right off. But when I watched it, dude, I'm like, God, you guys are so tough. Because the fight kept going. You like nothing.
Oh, yeah, he kicked me in the leg. And if you watch the video, dude, when he kicked me, I switched to southpaw. And I looked at him and I was like, all right. I tried to look at him, try to like make him think like, all right, bro, like it hurt. So that's why I switched. But then I had to switch back. And when I kept switching back, he just kept kicking my leg. And I was like, fuck.
How'd it feel being in there? Did you feel good?
Oh, I felt so good, dude. It feels good. You get a lot of nerves like when you walk into the cage, but I feel like after you throw like that first punch, it's just like, yeah, it feels so good.
Oh, what's that place? What's that theater called again?
Celebrity
Theater. Guys, what's really cool about that place is there's so much history in the state that goes on in that building. Joe Riggs made his fucking debut in that building at 16 years old. So to be able to fight and something like that, Sean O'Malley had a boxing match in there. He said that there's no video of it. He wishes he can find it. And just so many stand-up legends that have gone in there. How does it feel fighting in a place like that for your last time as an amateur?
It feels good, you know. I mean, it's the only place I've really fought. So, you know, I'd like to eventually try to get Tim to get us on, like, Tough Enough and try to.
So hold on, all three of your fights were there?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. For some reason, I was thinking you went on a Montana trip.
No, my first fight was originally for, what was it, Rage in the Cage?
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
And then that one, like, I don't know what happened with that promotion, but it, like, completely, like, fell through. I don't even think they put on. Yeah.
Dude, I remember that.
I don't even think they put on fights anymore, to be honest. Yeah, because that's when Jimmy knocked out the Baby Shark guy.
Wow. That's right. We were there.
Yeah,
we went to that one.
Yeah.
Whoa. Wow, they're done. Who was your second fight promoter?
It was ringside. Was it ringside the whole time that you've been with?
No, it's just Rough.
Or
Rough.
yet Ringside's United Fighting.
Right.
I looked up what Rough
I
stood
didn't know that.
for.
Oh, really?
Because I was thinking it was just like Rough and Rowdy, but RUF is an acronym for Ringside United Fighting. Get this,
That's
bro, because I looked it up too. I was doing my little research before you got here, Alex, and I was just about to ask. I was like, did you know that your real name's Alejandro?
Heck yeah.
Bro, the guy comes in the back and he's like, is Alejandro back here? And I'm like, Alejandro. And I'm looking around the room. I'm like, I think you got the wrong room.
Dude, I even texted him that night before the fight, and I was like, hey, my name is Alejandro. I said, but can you put Alex, no quit Nevarez? Do not say Alejandro Nevarez. He's like, all right, we'll change it.
Do certain people call you Alejandro?
No.
It's just Alex strictly?
Alex.
Dude, Alex no quit Nevarez rolls so well with the tongue.
Yeah, my girl's not a fan of it.
Of the nickname?
Yeah.
I like the nickname. I don't know anyone else that has the nickname No Quit.
That's what I said. She wanted like the dog or something like that. And I was like, I don't know.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Dogs don't quit.
Respectfully, I'm sorry. This has to be it, Alex. And guess what? For your first fight as a pro, brother, we need some merch.
Yeah.
JX, if you're watching.
No, me and JX already talked about it when we made my shorts. So something's coming.
Yeah, dude, it's so cool watching JX. Hope you're watching, brother, because it's so cool watching you do your thing, hooking up all the fighters with awesome shorts and T-shirts. It's fun to collect, and definitely need a no quit Nevarez.
That's such a good. It rolls off the tongue too. The
Sounds
double
good,
ends.
huh?
Yeah.
No quit Nevarez. That's good.
Yeah.
How'd you come up with that name?
That was Malachi, dude.
What?
Shout out Malachi.
Yeah, that was
Fucker's
all
gonna leave.
Malachi.
We're gonna get him on the pod too before he dips on us forever. God,
I know, 3 years, man.
I don't like that. I
It's a
don't like
long
thinking about it.
time.
I told him like Malachi, I'm done being your friend because I don't want to get any more attached to you.
I
Before
know.
you
Can't
leave,
even play Fortnite with him with the time zone, dude. Like,
dude. Malachi is one of the chillest dudes. Has 2 beautiful daughters. Such a chill wife. She's a fucking in the army, correct? Is that the right branch? Yeah. So shout out her because she's a fucking legend. They're just such good people, and they're going to be leaving the gym soon, and they play a big part in the community. So we're all going to miss you guys, and that's why I can't wait to get you on the pod. It's going to be legendary. But back to Alex, my man. You were talking to me all week. This was the first time that Sugar Sean was in your corner. How'd that feel?
It felt good, dude. It does feel good because
Yeah.
all of my fights, I've been like, actually, all my fights have been the same time as Suge, So I haven't really had Tim too much there or Suge, so it felt really good,
This time it was exactly a year ago or a little over a year.
I think a little bit over a year. I think March of last year was when I fought.
Hold on. Duh, Schmidt.
Yeah.
Our boy fought on the night where Sean fought Cheeto. We're dumb. We had a gym
We
party.
watched that.
Yeah, and before Sean's fight, obviously the gym supported our boy, and we watched him get his dub. And then it was about, an hour later, shows up, made it way before Sean's fight. He got to eat with everybody. That was a sick moment.
Went out there, both got dubs,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's so cool. I got to be in the back with all you guys, and something that I was preaching on the pod before about you is both you and Ezra and most of the guys that I've seen, you guys handle your nerves and your stress so well. You said you take a couple nervous peas, but that was about it from you.
Oh, dude, yeah. I'm like I'll piss probably about 20 times before I go, but that's about it. I mean, other than that, I just got to take it as a match, a good jiu-jitsu match,
How do you feeling right before they're getting, when we're all sitting in that room, how were you feeling?
I'll say the nerves, yeah, and then you see Suge walk in, so the nerves go up just a little bit more, know, because, I don't know, I just feel like with our gym, we have, it's high standards, we got to go out there, compete, kind of put on a show, so represent, so, I don't know, you do definitely get nervous.
Dude, you represented the gym so masterfully, dude, with your jits though, the grappling that you implemented. Does that take your nerves away after that first round when you had him on the back and then you had that moment where you could
oh, dude,
beat the shit out of him,
yeah,
punching his head too,
I watch his last match and you watch him and it's you see someone go versus other people and you're like, oh, he's a dog, dude. You can hold him down, he looks strong.
Yeah.
As soon as I grabbed him, I just squeezed him and I was like, oh, dude, you're fucked. I was like, you have no chance on the ground with me. I should have picked him up when I picked him up and slammed him and just carried him over to his fucking corner and just slammed him in front of his coach.
How does it feel when you're inside that cage? Does it get quiet as hell? Where can you even hear your heartbeat kind of stuff? Are you able to hear Tim when he's coaching you?
Dude, that's the thing is I can't really hear Tim. He called out a bunch of stuff to throw. He says if I call this, and that, he's just throw it. And I was like, all right. Couldn't hear him. All you could hear is the main. I guess you can hear the shit talk and just people screaming out. But Tim and all that, yeah, you can't really hear him too much.
Yeah, that was the one thing that I hope you didn't hear when we were all sitting in the crowd.
Kick his fucking skinny leg.
Yeah, some drunk guy yells it, and the crowd laughed. I'm sitting there going, oh, God, I hope Alex didn't hear it. You heard it.
Oh, I heard it, and I was like, yeah, don't kick my leg again, bro.
Dude, people in the crowd are ruthless. It's crazy. But
dude, you did such a good job, though, that, people were impressed that he survived. That's the testament, is to be dude, the fact he didn't get rear naked choked, in the first or second round, I was like, wow. That was a testament to his skill because you were putting it on him, bro.
Dude, it's a lot different with those gloves on the choke though. Compared to jits, you just get in there and get it, dude. As soon as they to stick their fingers in your gloves and shit, dude. Yeah, it's a lot different. But
do you think maybe you should start wearing gloves at jits practice?
yeah, maybe.
Maybe
Try to get used to it, or maybe go to sparring a little bit more. That probably works.
Well, okay. It's tough because I was thinking about that, brother. I was thinking about it after your fight, and I'm like, damn, man. These MMA athletes, they train. Alex trains his ass off, guys. He's one of the guys that always, when he shows up to practice, you know he's going to go hard, right? There's like really no easy day with Alex, unless you're sick or something, which is rare. But my man has his own truck cleaning business. How many hours a week do you do that?
Dude, I will say, like, I probably work about 60 hours a week.
Look at that. And guess what? You have a beautiful girl. How long have you guys been together?
We're going on 4 years.
Incredible.
Congrats.
That's an incredible time. You guys have 2 beautiful children. Can't wait. They're fun, always at the gym. They're super fun. Can't wait to watch them grow up. You do all that, being a good dad, being there, working all day, out in the heat. This dude's a fucking lizard. I'm out there. We're outside smoking a bowl. I'm like, God, it's so hot. And he's like, and it's just not even breaking a sweat. And then you still go into practice every day and train so hard. And that's the one thing that, like, with UFC fighters and MMA athletes and everybody that just does that kind of stuff, it's like, God, if you could just make enough money, if our boy could just make enough money right now to where he could put it all into training and then be there for his family at night, it's like, holy fuck.
That's the goal, dude, is just to be able to be in there all the time and be able to just work on my striking. Like my jiu-jitsu, I'm very comfortable with. I'm very good, but I need to get better on my hands, and I know that. So just if I can get in there in the striking classes more, dude, it'd be great.
Well,
I'm trying to get these sponsors, you know.
You got this, bro. Just definitely keep going, man. Your hard work's definitely going to fucking keep paying off. It's going to.
And your drive's inspiring, too, dude. The fact that you're a small business owner and you're training and being a professional coming up to be a professional fighter on top of that is insane.
There's so many,
bro.
Dude, it's crazy.
60 hours a week on top of that's not even counting the hours that you put into the gym.
Yeah, and that's what I don't know. I took a lot from like Marcus's podcast with Tim. You know, he did say like,
hold on, Marcus McGhee.
yeah, because I watched that.
Shout out
pod
Marcus
with him,
McGhee.
and it was just like where he said like, you know, he couldn't be in there as much as everybody else, but it didn't mean like we might have different, you know, journeys, but the destination's always going to be the same.
He's such a fucking legend. We got to get Marcus on the pod someday. He's just he's another guy, man. Got a big family, working hard, friendly as hell, and a killer in the cage. Yeah. So with the trucking cleaning business, how old were you when you started that?
Dude, I started it when I moved here, actually. I was like, what? I think at 20, 22.
Damn.
Yeah, like 21, 22, pretty much.
Around the same time we got here. We were talking about that a little before the pod.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude. 2022, and then look how you've grown it already. And how old are you right now, bro? That blows my freaking mind. I'm just turned 30, and you're
just turned 25.
25, dude. Guy's got his own business, gonna be a professional fighter. Like,
is a professional.
How do you keep up with the consistency? Or like when there's the really hard days, how do you push through that, dude? Because I'll be honest, I was even telling you I was gonna train today, and then I start drinking this White Claw. And now I'm already embarrassed and ashamed to be talking in front of you, because it's like,
no, bro. I'll say that's why I tell people, like, you want to be great, have kids. Like, you don't understand when you pop out a kid, like your motivation, your drive, like you really don't got a choice. Like even with work, like I don't got a choice to tell my kids, hey, you can't buy diapers, you don't get diapers, or hey, you can't have a toy, or hey, you don't want you want French fries and milkshake. Like, you ever had that feeling as a kid, like
French fries and milkshake?
Yeah, bro. My kid will say, he's like, I smell French fries and milkshake.
Aww.
And it's just like, so I mean, kids definitely are like my drive, dude, to where it's just like, you know, when you didn't have much growing up to where you can give them everything and just, So, I mean, have kids. You'll see how much of a hard worker, because I was not like this before I had kids, dude. Like I was 18 going job to job. Like I couldn't keep a job for a while there. And then my girl too, with like the gym, like there are times where I don't want to train or I don't, but then she does keep me honest and be like, how are you going to go to the UFC if you're not going to sparring? How are you going to be in the UFC if you're not going to these classes? So it's just like, so like just having people there, you know, to like push you even when you don't want to, it's actually like benefits you a lot.
I don't mean to no offense or anything, but was your first child planned?
No, dude. Like I only met her. We were together for like a month, and we were just drinking a lot, like kind of just partying, drinking, and went to work. And one day I just got home. I remember I was heating up some spaghetti, sat down, started eating, and she goes, "Wow." And I was like, "You're lying." And she's like, "Nope." And I was like, "Well, go take another one." And she took another one, and she was like, "Yeah,
Go ask
I'm
your
pregnant." And I was like, "Fuck, well, guess it is what it is." I was like, I knew what we were doing.
How old were you?
I was 21, or I wasn't even 21. I was 20.
Damn, not even legally able to drink and having a kid. I cannot fucking
No,
imagine.
yeah, because she was pregnant, buying me freaking alcohol, and she was buying me freaking like
Really?
Zins, and yeah.
Is she older than you?
Yeah, she's like almost 4 to 5 years older than me.
Wow, my man. Good for you.
You say 4 to 5
That's
or 40?
fire.
4 to 5.
I was like, you
What
said
is it?
45.
She's 28.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, that's fire. That's sick. I mean, it's crazy because, you saying that, dude, it scares the fuck out of me. And knowing that you weren't planning it was an accident and you just took it like a man, you knew you had to be there. That's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Growing a kid, man, dude, this world, even my mom tells me, guys, she's like, honestly, I don't even care if you don't bring me grandchildren just because of how messed up the world is. I don't want them to live in it. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, well, the world's... Yeah, I go back and forth because I'm like, you're right, but also the world could be super beautiful, and I feel bad because I do want to leave a legacy.
And that's what scares us, dude. We do talk about it. Like I try to talk about it with her, but she's like doesn't want to like hear about like too much like politics and stuff like that either. Like she doesn't really believe in all that stuff. She just wants to like leave it alone. I tell her, I'm like, even like what happens if there is World War III? Like, damn, like you gotta think those are your kids, like.
Do you know what actually kind of woke me up right now, and I'm kind of freaking out about it, but I try not to think about it. I'm trying to just like, okay, well, just make sure you got good insurance and you're good to go and you got good money and you just be healthier. But it's been Askren because they talk about it a lot, and it's our insurance, the way that our shit works in our country. But it's just like, it's kind of scary because it's truly one of those things like we don't think about until it happens. But you can have some shitty ass insurance or good insurance that you think is good, but then they won't cover shit because you don't make enough, and then so you die. And there's so many people in the country right now that's happening to. Even a guy like Ben Askren couldn't get and it's $1.2 million for 2 new pairs of lungs. And you go, holy fuck. You go, first you got to go through, you're dying or whatever, you're waiting for your cancer to be able to get approved for treatments, and you're dying, and people are dying, and you die. And it's like the first fight is even getting approved for insurance. And then the second fight is actually battling with whatever health thing you're going through. And it's like, fuck, I don't know. It just hit me more now that when I'm older. And I'm like, damn, that's something I really want to work on. But thank God, it's cool that Ben Askren, it was really cool to see Jake Paul come out and want to be there for Ben Askren, even though they had their fight and everything. Andrew Tate was reaching out. There was just so many people. And it's like, fuck, that's what it's got to take to save people? It's like, holy shit, our shit's so fucked.
And not everybody has a Jake Paul or an Andrew Tate to come to the rescue.
We don't have shit,
and help
man.
out like that. Even though you do have like a community behind you, it's like...
But it's even scary with that, dude. It's like all of us train and do the same things that he was just doing, and it could happen to any of us, like staff. Like
healthy Ben Askren. I'm going, holy fuck. Yeah, so sorry, I didn't mean to bring down the bill. But yeah, super glad. Because guess what also is a thing with when you get transplants like that, with any kind of organ, you're not only, it's like, okay, whew, we found somebody. Whew, we got covered. Whew, we can pay for it. Now it's like, okay, got to have successful surgery. Then your body has to accept it. It's like, oh my goodness.
And then are you the same person after that?
I know. I'd be so scared, man.
Do you still live the same life? You just like take everything very cautious.
That's where it shows true fucking like what you're really made of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you really love the sport, right? Just like a surfer who really loves to surf and gets like their arm taken by a shark, they go surfing like the freaking next week, It is like a challenging, like, what do you do after that kind of thing? That could definitely change your life. I hope Ben Askren still goes to the gym and stuff. That would be sad if he never came to the gym again because of the cautiousness.
No. A guy like Ben Askren, if everything goes well, I'm sure he'll fucking make it all well it's worth and be fucking soaring. Yeah, sorry.
No, I mean it's something crazy to talk about, especially because you brought up a really great point about like what motivates you and the fact of like kids motivating you. I think that's a really good message, dude, of like rising to the occasion. It's like you either do that or you don't.
Right.
It's like swimming with the sharks. You just like, are you gonna drown or are you gonna swim?
Right.
Where were you sitting at when? So you're sitting there. She says she's pregnant. What job did you have at the time?
I was working at a quarry. That was like heavy machinery, just
Oh, yeah.
operating.
Damn, you've always just been doing some crazy shit outside, huh?
Oh yeah, dude. I was straight from high school. I went straight to the coal mine.
So what gave you the idea of starting your trucking business and moving out here?
Dude, I'll say, but like, everybody thinks I'm skinny now, but if I was to show you a picture of me just walking around when I lived in Denver, you'd be like, holy shit. Like, I think I was naturally walking around at like 140 pounds, 143 pounds. Like, I was sucked in. I looked at a picture from my baby shower, and my face was so sucked in, dude. Like, I don't even think I was that sucked in during fight camp. And we were just drinking a lot, and it was just not good. So she ended up, one day when I was at work, she packed up 8 months pregnant, and she went to Oregon. And she called me, and she was just like, if you want to be with me, she's like, you got to move anywhere but Denver. So my brother just moved here, and I put job applications here, I think Vegas and Texas. And I was like, first place to call me, I was like, I'm going. So I got a job offer here. I moved down here within like 2 to 3 days after that.
Wow.
Got on a plane, got the job, went back, packed all my stuff, a U-Haul, and I came down here. Lived in my uncle's garage for like probably a week. Then I got an apartment, and then she called me, went all the way down to Oregon, got in the car, picked her up, and brought her back.
Damn, that's a huge wake-up call, getting a call like that, huh?
Yeah.
Well, so there's two ways you either handle that, right? As a human, it's either do what you did, which is incredible.
Or you just stay where you're at and you just try to,
What were you thinking when she first said it? Like, what were some of the first thoughts?
I've always thought about moving from Colorado. I always told myself I was going to go to Denver or Texas, or Vegas or Texas. But then I was just like, yeah, this is like my opportunity. I took it as like, all right, like this is my chance to actually like try to get out of here, like I wouldn't be doing it alone at that point, because like when you move somewhere by yourself, you're just like, shit, you're very scared. But like to have her to come down here with me is a lot different, so like I have somebody to lean on. But
and knowing she's getting ready to have a baby too.
Yeah, my brother was down here, so I was like, at least I got some family down here and one uncle. So, and it ended up working out pretty good.
Fuck yeah, you're killing it, dude.
Yeah, so my business though, I was down here and I was working a quarry, and I ended up I was like in a machine, and they literally told me, we pay you to sit in that machine. Like, you don't get out, you're in there for 12, 13 hours a day.
Oh God.
So I was like listening to music, and I asked my coworker, I was like, dude, how do you do it? I was like, I can't like listen to music for 12, 13 hours a day. He's like, I listen to podcasts. I was like, well, what do you listen to? He's like, I listen to Joe Rogan. So I watched Joe Rogan a little bit, and then I think I saw the one with Sean on there. And then I ended up watching like Sean, figuring out who he was, and I watched the Impulsive, started watching Pod, and then I ended up finding Tim's Pod. So then I found the gym, and I was like, I just started saying like, it's probably what everybody says, oh, he's a skinny kid. I was like, I can do this too, fuck it. I was like, I'll go in there. So then I think it was like a couple weeks later, I freaking went to the gym. It took me 3 times to go into the gym. Showed up to the parking lot, dude, and I was just so nervous. I went home. My girl's like, "Do you train?" I'm like, "Nope. We'll try again tomorrow." I was like, she's like, "You really didn't go inside?" I was like, "Nope." So then I just like finally went in, and then I started listening to podcasts more, and just like I think there's a couple pod where Tim was like, "If you want to train, like find something you're good at, like anything that you could work hard at, or something that you could do, you can like find a job, or that's like to where you can train, So I was loading trucks all day, and I was like just all semis, dude, and they just kept coming in dirty. So I was like, well, I have a pressure washer. So I literally ordered business cards, dude, and I didn't care if they yelled at me or not. Every trucker that came in, I stopped and I gave them a business card. Met 3 guys that were just like, yeah, you trying to wash trucks? I was like, yeah, man, I've never tried. I was like, I don't know, but if you're willing to work with me, yeah. So I started washing semis at like $50 a truck, dude. And I just once I got 3 people, I went to Walmart, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just got a bunch of stuff and started learning. And then over time, just took seminars and started growing, started getting like right chemicals. And then met a guy that wanted to invest in me, so he helped me grow my business. How cool
was that? How'd you meet him?
I just at the quarry. I just was washing for him, dude. He owned 1 truck, and we moved to Oregon, and then we came back, and then met him. I think it was like second time I washed his truck. He came out and he was like, "Hey man, you're a hard worker." He says, he's like, "You show up, you do really good work at the quarry here." He's like, "I want to invest in you."
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I didn't know what that meant. And then he was like, "Just talk to your wife, your girlfriend, and let me know." So he helped me buy like all my equipment, grow my business to where I have to get professional stuff, to get my trailer, van, all of that. And I just give him a percentage of my business a month.
That's fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, and it's nice because he helped me out like 3 to 4 years, and he'll be paid off this year. So,
bro, that's fire. And then all right, what are your plans? So let's say you're going pro, right? Boom, 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 boom. You make it to the UFC. You're having a good salary. Is the truck thing still something you want to grow while you grow as a fighter?
Yeah, I'll say so.
Because that could be really cool.
So I do everything from like trucking to like not just washing. So I do like aluminum polishing. So it's like you ever see like a semi go down the road and it just looks like a show truck. You're like, holy shit, that's expensive.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the one that makes it look to where it looks like a mirror. So I do like stuff like that to go to shows. So it's like I would like to grow my business and eventually like try to hire kids from like the gym or kids that
teach
just
them
want
how to correctly do it.
Just grow a business and just like because like with me, it's not like a normal job. Like you can chill, you can hang out, like you just like you can do a certain amount of cars and you have the rest of the day off. So to be able to like be in the UFC and have kids that are at the gym that want to try to fight and all that, and just be like, hey man, I'll give you a couple hours and pay them this and that to come work. Easy work, but I mean, give them the opportunity. Like, hey, during your training hours, you can go train and then come back to work.
That's really cool, dude, because something I love is when you post it on your stories. This guy, he's on these big silver things, and he's buffering them, and he does it before and after, and they look so polished and shiny and great. So to hear that you taught yourself all that kind of stuff and you're learning how to do it, that's pretty incredible.
Man, I didn't teach myself. I met this guy, and he's like, I know this guy Diamond Jim. He'll teach you. He's like, you know how to polish? I was like, nope. And I called him, and he's like, yeah, I'll teach you, but I can't pay you. So I went to work with him for 3 weeks for free.
Oh, wow.
3 weeks, yeah.
And you just took in all the notes. That's valuable, dude. That's more valuable than anything you probably could have paid you.
I know, and that's what it was like. It did suck because it was 3 weeks that I wasn't getting paid. But, like, now just that 3 weeks, I mean, led to me doing $2,000-$3,000 jobs. So it's just like I'm going to Alaska here soon to go do a polishing job. A guy from up there called me and says, hey man, I saw a trailer you polished. He says, I want to know how much you charge me to come down here. He's like, I'll pay for everything, your plane ticket, room me and give you a vehicle. He's like,
that's so fucking sick.
So it's really cool. So I was like, it's slowly growing, and I never even thought I would grow. Like I originally just started doing this just to train, you know. And then,
well, low key, bro, the trucking, it's such a huge important part of our fucking society and world. We would be fucking broken down without it. So it's a definite great way to be, good market to be in.
And that's actually my next thing. I'm trying to, once I get a little bit more money, get settled, do plan to start my own trucking company.
Dude, the testament to like the passion you have for training and the ability to need to train. People might just give up, be like, I don't have the money to do this. The fact that you actually created a business, and not only just a business, but a successful one that you plan on growing and everything like that. And then the expertise and the knowledge you picked up, the investment to go work with the guy for a few weeks without getting paid at all is like,
intern.
I can only imagine like that level of confidence, like translating over and helping you too with like, hey, look what I can achieve when I really put my mind to it. Yeah. So that is like a super inspirational story, dude. Because how many other fighters are business owners on top of that? Because maybe more than we realize.
Starting to be. Definitely starting to be. And a lot, back in the day, they become fighters just like Connor and all them, and then they become it, then they start it. Whereas I think now we're seeing a lot more people owning their own business and trying to be fighters at the same time. I think that's a lot more now than ever, probably.
And that's why I want to grow my business too, because I mean, you do hear a lot of like fighters say like, if it wasn't for the UFC, I don't know what I'd be doing. Like I don't want that. To where like like if I didn't want to fight, I want to have like something that I'm like, I can make millions still doing. Eventually grow, because there are people out there that are detailing and doing the same thing as me, making $500,000 to $1 million a year. So eventually to be to that goal is where I'm trying to be, and also be in the UFC. So it would be really great.
So besides your family and your trucking business, what is motivating you to be successful in fighting?
Man, it's really just I'm gonna be honest, it's my family. Cause like at the end of the day, like people say you love the game. Like me, I ain't doing it for the fame. I ain't doing it for glory. I'm doing it for money.
Because you want to
So
put food
I
on the
just
table.
put food on the table, support my kids. Like you can give me $1 million and nobody know my name, but
What-
doing it for the money.
Was fighting did you grow up fighting? Was it something that followed you while you were growing up? Did you get in fights with lots of kids
Dude,
growing up?
I grew up literally. I was that kid to where like in high school we went to like parties. My friends would literally say no fighting, and it didn't matter because I grew up in a very
fire.
racist town, dude. So
Oh.
it's like we was just always just a bunch of like
That's
hit
not-
kids and all that. So it's just like every time we went to a fight, and I had an older brother that he was really good at football, so I was known as Little Salcedo growing up. So
Little
like,
Salcedo.
yeah, Little Salcedo. So my
That's
brother was
sick.
like, I was 8 years old rolling
Maybe
around
that's your
with
fighter nickname.
Little Salcedo.
Little Salcedo Nevarez.
That's good.
But we always get into fights, dude, and we always have this like place called Sherwood, dude, and I had
Uh-huh.
like these MMA gloves, and we would just take them down there and just fight kids, like just anybody that wanted to box and fight, we would just fight. We'd always have little fight nights, but dude, just
And were you known as? Was it word known that Alex was the one that'll fuck you up?
is known just Alex is the one that will fight.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean I've never lost, but I would say we just fight. I'd always and I guess I'd look at it, it'd always end up on the ground. Like I
Damn.
was just known for
Did-
going to the ground.
What were the cops like growing up? Did they always get involved with these fights, or you guys were able to all scrap, have fun, and
Nah.
go home?
There is a couple of them that the cops got involved, but most of the time it's always like just places that are in like
Yeah.
you can't really
Neighborhoods.
see not even neighborhoods. Like there's a place Sherwood, it's like a bike jump place for like a mile of just like dirt jumps with like trees. So everybody would just go find a freaking like
So you'd be like,
big-
"Oh yeah, well meet me in
yeah.
Sherwood,
Sherwood,
bitch."
yeah, let's Sherwood and let's go fight.
Sherwood,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Sherwood, what? Where are you?
I'm from Craig, Colorado,
Okay, Colorado here.
like northwestern Colorado.
And the racism's pretty bad there.
That's-
Yeah,
sucked.
growing up it was, dude. Like even like, cause I was that Mexican kid that tried to hang out with the white kids.
Mm-hmm.
So and like I didn't play soccer. I didn't do any of that shit. Like I didn't go to quince dances. Like I didn't dress like a Mexican kid. Like I was wearing pink Nike outfits. Like I was trying to like
Mm-hmm.
I always fit in with kind of I guess you could say like the preppier kids. So nobody really liked that. So like all the Mexican kids, dude, like it didn't matter if we were in like PE or something in high school, dude. If they grabbed my basketball,
Uh-huh.
they're booting it across the field, and like I always get pissed, dude.
Yeah.
So everybody just knew you got me a little mad. Yeah, I'm gonna end up fighting you.
You got to thank them a little bit too, then,
Yeah.
huh? Kind of getting you into the fight game.
Yeah, I always thought about it too, trying to be a fighter, because I was good at football and I was gonna go to college for football. And my older brother told me, he was just like, I was like, do I go football, or I was like, maybe I can go be a fighter. He was like, my brother literally told me, he's like, I could see you becoming a UFC fighter before you ever finish college and go to the NFL.
Damn.
He's like, you didn't like school. He says you never went to school. He says, and how many Mexicans do you see in the NFL? I said, not very much. So
What position?
I was a wide receiver. And a
I was
safety.
gonna guess wide receiver.
Yeah.
Just tall, lanky, kind of.
Mhm.
I didn't know that football was lacking.
Football was that's my sport.
Mexican? No
Yeah.
Mexicans in football.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, how many Mexicans do you see?
That
Not
is a
very
great
much.
question.
I mean, Aaron Hernandez, but I mean, was he still even really Mexican? He was what, like Puerto Rican?
And yeah, oh god, Aaron Hernandez.
He could have been a fighter too, maybe.
So how old were you when your brother said it to you again? Sorry.
I think he was 18 because I just finished.
18?
I just finished high school, and after high school, I went to Australia for this Down Under Sports Bowl. It was like if you were good at your position, you got invited to go play down there in Australia.
Really?
And they just took like kids like Colorado, Montana, all the kids like kind of in your region, and they'd put you on a team versus kids like versus New York and all of that. And then we played like a New Zealand team up there. So that was really cool. I came back from that, and that's when I like started getting a little bit of like recognition, started getting letters to go to colleges, and then I got one to Shattern State, Nebraska, D2. And I was gonna go there, and then I was dating a girl at the time that was going there, and we kind of broke up. So that like kind of fell through, and that's when my brother told me that. I was like 18. He's like, I was like talking to him about it, and so I moved to Denver originally to try to train. I actually literally moved with my homie up there. In my bedroom, I could see 303 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, where Rose Namajunas trained at the time.
Oh yeah.
Never went in there. Lived there for almost a year and a half. Never went in there. And then I
Wow.
finally met Ashley and went to my first jiu-jitsu gym. And I tried it for like maybe a week, and I was like, yeah, this is not for me. I did not like it at all. So I didn't know nothing, dude. When I look at it, I went to this freaking Taekwondo freaking shop, and he gave me a Taekwondo gi for freaking gi class.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I showed up there thinking, I was like looking at everybody else's, and yeah, that's not the right one.
Yeah, because you usually are a NoGi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're so scrappy in it. That's crazy. There is a big difference in the gi and no-gi.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I hate it. I when the few months that I did do jiu-jitsu, I was afraid of the gi. But then I grew. Like, I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. It's fucking crazy.
I didn't like the gi when I first started doing it, dude.
It's heavy. Oh, people get you where you can't breathe. And you got to find a corner to breathe.
But I will say gi is it's a lot better. It's like, if you can learn the gi, I tell people, like, you could be a phenomenal athlete. Because, like, no gi, people try to rely on strength. They're just, like, mainly just, like, throwing people. Like, gi, dude, like, you can really hold somebody. Like, you got to learn technique. And it's like, yeah, it's like what they say, like chess. Like, just know people's next moves, you know? Because, like, there's only certain things people can do to get out of a move. So it's like, if you see them rolling, roll before they roll. And
sometimes it happens so fast. You're like, holy fuck.
That's why you study, though.
Yeah.
Because then you study. You roll with one person, dude. It's easy to study one person.
Do you play chess at all?
No.
I was gonna challenge you right after this because I like the metaphor of like steps.
I used to play when I was younger with my grandma, but like it's been a long time. But it's just like just watching them too and just watching them play. It's just like it's a lot of time, you know, just watching, like trying to know somebody's next move, like because there's only certain moves you can do, you know, to get out of something.
Well, that's all the film, especially when people have film. When you're in so many UFC fights and they got all this film to study it in. Shit.
The film on you, I'm not letting you try to take me down if I can help
Pretty
it.
much,
if I can help it.
Yeah, everybody say just stay on the feet with him.
No. Hey, dude. Give yourself some credit. It was in the third round. You stood up after, I believe you guys broke up. You were on the ground. You stood up, broke away, and you threw a spinning kick, or was it a head kick? It was spinning, right?
Yeah.
Was it a wheel kick?
It was a spinning freaking back fist to a freaking, like, a high kick. Yeah, like a spinning back kick,
Yeah. Well,
head.
it was sick looking, so give yourself some credit.
Little Sugar Sean, bro. He was watching little highlights before when we were waiting there. I was like, screw it, we'll throw it.
That's sick. Dude, definitely really cool watching you do your thing. So going pro now, what's the next move? Where do we go from here? And how does that all exactly work? Like, so you're 3-0 amateur, and then they just go, okay, yep, you're ready for pro.
Oh, I think it's really based on your coach and really if they want to, like, you know. So
really? So they kind of put you in the pool.
I go based off of Tim, you know. So, like, even my fights, like, even when they offer me the fights, I have my same reaction. You can ask Tim and JJ. Tell them, run it. I said, if Tim says it's good, run it. I said, I don't care who it is. If Tim agrees with it,
let's go.
Run it. I said, I mean, Tim knows what he's doing. So, I mean, and Tim came up to me after sparring. It was like, I think after this fight, he says, we get you a win, start getting you a little bit of money, and make you go pro. Damn. So, I mean, if Tim said it, so, I mean, yeah. I mean, I believe my skills are good enough at the pro level. I do know we have a lot of work to do on my hands still. And I mean, my hands aren't terrible. It's just starting to weave and bob. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for so long. You just get adapted to one thing, you know? It's like, once we get our hands better, I know, like, there's realistically, I mean, you're going to have to knock me the fuck out because I'm not tapping. And most of the time, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'll go all 3-5 rounds if I have to.
Well, damn. So, yeah, dude, we got to get you in the striking classes because Tim's got all the legends in there. You could definitely, you get in there, get a good routine, you'll be fucking unstoppable.
And that's what's nice is, I mean, starting now, getting, like, more sponsors, recognition to where it's like I don't have to work so much so I can be in the gym, you know, a lot more. Because, you know, a lot of our striking classes now are in the morning. So, I mean, realistically, for, like, people that have normal jobs, it's really hard to do.
100%.
So
that's why you're so inspiring, brother. It'll be cool to see, you know, you start getting some money from fighting and you elevate your fucking trucking business, get people to start working for you, be training more. Shit, sky's the limit.
That's the plan.
Yes, sir.
And, I mean, I wouldn't even mind, you know, Bellator or what is it, PFL now, like, any organization realistically to, like, get money, dude. I'm just like, I'm down. Like, just start getting paid.
Dude, and if Tim says you're ready, like, that's a really good indicator, too. Because that, I mean, all the experience and everything, Yeah, I'm pumped for you, dude. Seriously, you're a specialist at that already, and then just developing your other skills too.
It definitely is a dream come true, dude. I mean, just like what people say, it's like 3 years ago, you don't even think you'd be here. You know, you're just like kid that showed up doing jiu-jitsu class.
I got a fun question for you. Well, I got a couple actually. Who are the 3 top fighters you look up to?
John Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Could be anyone that you saw as a kid that motivated you even want to be a fighter. Like, ooh, I want to be like him.
Charles. That's why I say like a lot of my.
Damn, Charles was on your list. Oh
Charles,
God.
that's why that one really hurt me.
Charles is still a legend.
Yeah.
It just hurt to see that.
And I will say, Kamzat.
Really?
Yeah.
He just got Dana and Trump. He got hooked up. He got allowed to be in the U.S. That's crazy.
Yeah, Kamzat. Just his fighting style. He's just aggressive, just mean. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Just like.
Wants to go out there and finish you as fast and violently as possible.
John
Terrifying.
Jones, I mean, we grew up on him, you know.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
It's the go. I mean, he's still
Right.
in there, regardless what everybody says about the Tom Aspinall shit.
It's funny because I don't. To me, I would have thought you were gonna say like Max Holloway, Anthony Pettis.
Nah. Anthony Pettis was a big one, too. I'll say when I saw him knock out Benson Henderson, dude.
Oh yeah.
With that freaking cage kick. Oh, yeah. That was one I was like, all right. Like, yeah, bro. And he's Mexican, bro. Yeah. I was like, see?
My buddy Josh calls me. He's like, dude, the sickest shit just ever. You missed it. We'll go fucking watch it. I'm like, what? Dude ran off the cage and kicked the dude and knocked him out. I'm like, no way. That was sick. Good
And
times.
you really don't even see that anymore. Do you think the
Well,
fighters just recognize it too much? So getting like a Showtime kick is just
They show
too
it
damn
on
hard.
Before events, when events start, they show it on the Globotron. Like when they do like the song and all the plays and all the replays and all highlights and you know what I'm talking about. Alex, have you been to a UFC event?
No.
You've never been to a UFC event.
Mm-mm.
My God, my man, you've got to go.
Never been to a football game.
Really?
No, a basketball game.
My man's just
baseball
out
game.
here grinding. He ain't got time for that.
Usually,
I
if
respect that.
If I'm not training, I'm working.
Damn, dude. Damn.
first UFC fight you're gonna be in. You're gonna see is the one you're in, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Okay. So, all right. If you could headline a UFC card anywhere in the world, where would you want it to be and against who?
Vegas.
Vegas?
Vegas.
Just because of all the history and
Yeah,
it's the heart of it,
Close. I like Vegas. My family, everybody could come watch.
right?
It'd be nice. And I'm not gonna lie, dude. Chewies.
Haha.
Yeah,
Oh.
fucking Raul, dude. One day, me and him will get in the cage.
That's sick.
Yeah, when he did, I'll be honest. He came in and he did. I almost had his ass. He got me, but he tapped me out. But yeah, one day, me and little Chewies will get in the cage.
That's pretty sick. You've already rolled with him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that like?
He is good. I would
Was
say
he
he's-
recently back at the gym? Was that when that
Yeah,
happened?
I think. No, this one was the first time
first
he came
time
to
he
the
came
gym,
out?
but he was there like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's scrappy. He's a lot like would you watch him? I mean, he's just high paced. Just like it reminds me of me. Like he just go. It's really hard to like keep him down, to hold him. You know, he's just really like scrappy.
Kind of just like Kamzat you were talking about too. That's because I one of my questions was like your fight style, who you see yourself as, and kind of is Kamzat be a good example of that then?
Yeah, I say like with grappling wise, yeah.
Bro, what about? Because I don't know if you saw the fight, but it was the co-main event of the same UFC fight that was during the same as your fight with oh my God, Alexandre Pantoja. He's a guy that gets those body locks too.
Oh, yeah.
And the rear note, he actually secured the rear naked against Kai Kara France. But I was kind of thinking about you too in that same way of like getting those body locks, dude.
Well, that's how Courtney does say it a lot too, dude. Is like people don't understand. Like, see a lot of our guys too is like they don't want to go to jiu-jitsu classes. They don't want to go to like comp classes. It's like 80% of fights do end up on the ground.
Oh, dude,
I mean,
it's mixed martial
It's
arts.
mixed, yes. I mean,
Got to.
be able to strike and stand up, yeah, it's great. Like you always want to be able to like you can get somebody to the ground sometimes, but to know what you're doing on the ground too is so fucking important, dude. Especially because you see people go out there. I mean, even that guy that Ezra fought, like supposed to be some prospect, fucking knockout king, this
Talking
and that,
mad
talking
shit.
mad shit, and like Ezra's so good at wrestling, so good at jiu-jitsu, dude. Went out there in the first round and fucking subbed him.
It was insane.
Got him in one choke, and just literally his strength took over, and fucking. So I'm saying it's like getting good on the ground is a very good key
Right.
to have.
I feel like it should be the most important, and just expect that everyone's got good hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Better have good hands.
Because, I mean, it's like any fight. I mean, fucking look at the Max Holloway, bro. It takes one punch at the end to get knocked the fuck out.
Dude. Yeah, Topuria is something else with that bone density, man. He just got bricks for hands.
Oh, and I'm such a Charles fan too.
He's beating all our favorite fighters, man. Beating everybody.
I know, and Charles is such a humble guy, dude. He's just so nice.
I know, it was
Just see
heartbreaking.
him just laying there on the ground. You could just see, like, the disappointment in his face. I was like, oh.
Do you think he was close at all to that submission that he almost had? Because I know he kind of grabbed
No.
Ilia's. It wasn't gonna happen.
No.
Nope. Very interested. A lot of people are going back and forth because it is I get it. What's his name? Who's number 1 seat? Blank Armin.
Sarzukian, right?
Yeah. He wants the next title shot. He's number 1. What do you think about all that, Alex? Or do you think it should be
I mean, he
the
has been.
surging Patty?
No, I don't think it should.
You don't think so?
What's Patty on the rankings?
Good point. Damn, I wish I would have known.
Maybe
that.
like 11. I know he
That's
took
what I'm
Michael
saying.
Chandler
Yeah.
out.
And that's why if you saw Patty's
Mm.
face when after the knockout and like, bro, I'm just like,
You don't think he wants the smoke?
no,
after-
he wants it, but I
Uh-huh.
think the fact that he's just like at his rankings, he was like, all right, like I'm really getting called in. Like it could have been what Armin.
Yeah.
They could have called him in. He was in the back. He was there for,
Ugh.
but he called out Patty.
Ah,
I do-
So he's
yeah.
so you're saying Topuria is running?
Yes and no, but I think there might be some beef between Patty and Topuria, so that's why I
The
think
money.
the money.
The
and
money. What did you
the
say
money.
was your main thing? 'Cause he's
Damn.
talking about his family. And he's
Politics.
talking about how money is the thing. He don't care about fame.
And I don't think the Armin fight will sell as much as the Patty.
And that's a
Because
shame.
People are such big Patty fans now, dude, with him coming up now.
And that's a shame too, because if it wasn't for Patty right now, it's like, yeah, that fight really wouldn't sell, but I bet it would be the fight that sells itself when it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So damn. I did after some time settling, just because of my Patty hype for a moment, I did feel bad. I was like, damn, I've even complained about it in the past with so many people that you're like, damn, they should be getting the shot. So just sucks when I'm like, damn, it was all exciting. Patty's in there. I like when that shit happens. I like when chaos unfolds.
Kamzat
Yeah.
getting the title, buddy.
Yeah, dude, that's going to be interesting. What if he just shuts it down, though, man?
That man's a beast. Like he deserves any bout, all bout. Like I really like Kamzat.
He's the bane of the
He-
UFC, man. He
yes,
was born
he's
from the
just a
fucking darkness.
Fucking villain.
Yeah.
dude.
Dude, we all knew, right? But when he broke Robert's jaw, and I saw my boy Robert Whitaker, the warrior Robert Whitaker, just not looking
Dude,
good.
That picture afterwards.
Yeah,
I was
dude.
like, oh my
That scared the fuck out of
God.
me. I go, oh my God, Hamzat's real. This is real. He's very, very dangerous. You're going to die in there if the ref doesn't say stop, there's a chance you might die until then.
Man, I just don't know how I feel because Schmitty brought this up to me, and then it's been making me think this whole time about like all these Russian fighters and like all these guys training up in the mountain in this complex that's really far away, and it's like, how do they do their testing? It's like, do they have some kind of supplements or some kind of crap like that like can't even be detectable? Like these guys seem almost like inhuman, like unstoppable.
Dude,
And it is
like,
weird that it's with cardio and bone density. Because it's weird that Topuria fought at 135 back in the day when he wasn't in the UFC, right?
Did he?
I'm pretty sure he
That's
did. I know, which is
He
just
is
kind of...
he's a small guy.
It's just
though,
kind
if
of
you really
crazy
look
to
at him.
think
is.
about, though, because it's like, damn.
I mean, you look at Drakkar. Drakkar says what he goes from like 210 sometimes to like what 145,
That's
155,
insane.
Yeah.
155. Dude, that's a big cut.
Which Drakkar, shout out to Drakkar, getting Edson Barbosa for his next fight. That's super exciting. I think it's such a good fucking name for our boy Drakkar. I think it's going to be a really good fight. What do you think, Alex?
Dude, I think Drakar's power is just crazy.
I think he's
dude.
going to overwhelm Edson
Yeah,
Barbosa.
and he's just like he keeps the pressure on too.
Mhm.
Like even when you pop him, bro, you watch his fight with Darnouche, is like
Mhm.
he just fires back, dude. And Drakkar said it too. Like he's never went for a submission. So he's a banger. So
yeah, and that's why I think if
Drakkar
doesn't knock him out in the first, and the longer the fight goes on, I think it's even more going to be Drakkar, just overwhelming him.
I'm excited.
Yeah, a lot of big things happening for the gym right now. It's pretty insane.
It is good, I say, and especially now that we're getting like. But the old gym, we had a fight team, but I feel like now we've developed like a real fight team. You know,
that's sick.
We got Drakkar in there. We got freaking Tim. We got freaking Martin. Like, it's great just having all those people in there, all the minds, just having at least, like, having Suga in there more now, just actually being there with our practices. So it's just like.
Legend Joe Riggs is in there.
Joe Riggs, bro, to, like, learn from the greats and just have them, not just, like, in the class, but they do take a lot of time with everybody and just, like, working on our skills one-on-one. So it's really great. I love it. And I feel like all of us, like, there's a lot of kids in there that will be in the UFC.
Yeah. No, I think Tim's building a gym that's going to develop a lot of champions.
And that's what's nice. Like, at the end of the day, I think Tim's gym will probably produce more UFC athletes than I think probably the lab will. And that's what I hope is the goal one day, to be the gym that is the highest level, you know. Because I will say with jiu-jitsu-wise, I will say Tim's gym is probably at the highest level.
You know what I was thinking about? I like to think about the future kind of shit, right? So they keep doing PowerSlap, right? And it's been in my head because shout out Chris and Mikey. Mikey's been doing a pod, and they just went out and they linked up they linked up with a lot of the PowerSlap people. And I'm like, okay, if PowerSlap's going to keep going and the UFC's going to keep putting money into it, it's like, should we start developing some PowerSlap people at the gym?
I didn't think about that.
Right? Tim, if you're listening, I hope. Maybe not. But
I mean, even bare knuckle. I mean, we got Kurt trying to get in the bare knuckle. So I mean,
crazy bastard.
I think it's great for us to like get in everything.
Bare knuckle scares me more than PowerSlap. I know a lot of people hate PowerSlap, but I'm like, well, at least it's just one. With bare knuckle, it's so dangerous, so violent, so deadly, and it's a lot.
Yeah, but you gotta think. I mean, we got 4-ounce gloves on. You got those gloves.
Bare knuckle people are fucking deformed after fights. Sometimes.
And it's boxing. It's not like you get TKO'd or something, right? Like they can a 10 count, and then that's scary.
Something about PowerSlap too. The build up before each slap gets me.
You see those girls' faces, dude. I watched the Paige Van Zandt one recently, dude. That girl's face was straight just swollen, dude.
Bro.
And she's just eating them, walking away like, yeah, I got this. I was like,
it's the craziest shit.
You know that shit hurts the next day, dude.
Right? So I'm just
like,
oh my
God.
Maybe we should start developing some power slappers in old Redhawk Academy. Get a guy in the. It's like, why not?
How do you develop that?
Why
get a motherfucker that wants CT?
Wouldn't you guys love to see a PowerSlap belt up in the Redhawk Academy? We'd be all fucking hyped.
It would be pretty cool.
It'd be fire.
You just wouldn't train defense, right? Would you just train offense
the
whole time? I don't want to test his chin anymore.
Yeah, how are we gonna train that?
All right, power slappers, wannabe guys out there. If there's anyone out there that wants to be a power slapper, get 5 of you and your best power slapper friends. You move out to Arizona. You come to Redhawk. I don't know how Tim's gonna have any influence on PowerSlap. We got to find a PowerSlap coach, and we're good.
Joe Riggs.
Jeez. Well, I mean, hey, we always call every great idea was called stupid before it was great.
Well, we're rambling about it, so yeah, it was a good idea in my head, maybe not out loud. Yeah.
But are there gyms out there that really do have PowerSlap?
That's
what I'm saying.
I'm not seeing it. I know they're probably
these
at the
guys these guys just at home fucking slapping a tree or slapping their fucking cousin's brother.
Right? Is there money right now? Are we being dumb and not developing some serious power slappers right now?
Oh, dude, there's got to be money. I mean, look at Paige Van Zandt. I mean,
right?
She was bare knuckle. She was UFC, and now she's in PowerSlap. So I mean, there's got to be some money in there. I mean, I would say probably, yeah. I mean, for like. I'd probably say low-paying UFC fighters. Yeah, it's probably about the same.
Damn.
I just don't think it would ever be as much as like getting paid like what like Connor and all them get paid.
What if it's 25 years from now?
But it definitely could.
What if 25 years from now someone's breaking records and fucking greatest power slapper the world's ever seen?
Gonna get the best trash talk. I'm gonna slap you.
Or it gets banned in 3 years because 5 people die in 1 year.
True. Me and Brendan, Alex, are you a big movie guy?
Oh, I love movies.
You love movies? You like Robin Williams?
Yeah, kind of.
Kinda.
Oh.
All right.
Kinda.
All right, guys, that's the end of this episode. We're gonna end it there. No, I'm just kidding. We watched Death to Smoochy. It's one of our childhood favorites. We grew up watching it, but we watched it for the first time, and Shannon and Chris had never seen it. And weirdly enough, Death to Smoochy has a lot of things that are relevant today that I didn't really pay attention to as watching it as a kid. And it's all about like, all the shit like seed oils and gluten and just all like the marketing that people do and how much they milk it with stuff to make money, like with products and merch, all kinds of shit. And how they don't really give a fuck about the consumer and it's just about the money. It's like, fuck. I know that part was always kind of relevant, but like, I don't know. The whole seed oil shit, I was like, damn. I don't remember that shit being talked about back then. I thought that was kind of new.
No, you should definitely check it out. It's a good, especially because you have kids too, and it's the whole theme of the movie is like about the exploitation of like selling the kids and stuff, because it's like about like Barney and stuff like that. It's kind of in that same vein, but like a dark side.
Dude, do you watch like? Now that I'm I'm actually an adult and I'm like watching, dude. I'm watching we're putting the same shows that I watched as a kid for my kid, like SpongeBob, Little Rascals, and shit like that, dude. And you notice shit, and you're like, what the fuck?
You go, whoa, that went over my head.
Like,
as
what
a
is
kid.
it? The Curious Dog or whatever. Freaking dude, I watched that and I'm like, this is like, just some of the stuff they do, dude. You're like, holy shit, like this is some inappropriate fucking shit. Or this is some dark
innuendos,
shit, dude. Yeah,
some dark innuendos.
Yeah, and you're like, what the fuck?
Right? Yeah, but guys. Death to Smoochy, if you've never seen Death to Smoochy, it's easily, to me, an 8.8. You get all of Robin Williams. Danny DeVito directed it, too. People don't know that. And I know there's a lot of Danny DeVito fans out there. Danny DeVito directed this masterpiece, dude. You get all Robin Williams. He does accents, classic Robin Williams. He's a villain. He freaks out. He's like yelling all the time. He cries. He does a Broadway scene. Like, you get every bit of Robin Williams in this film. And with Edward Norton. He's this nice guy the whole time. Just great acting, just being super innocent. And then you get that little glimpse of American History X there at the in a moment. And it's just like, damn, Edward Norton kills it. You know?
It's a lot of quote-worthy lines in there. I thought it was really good, and Shannon really liked it, too.
Yeah. And I feel like it's an under-the-radar movie. I feel like not a lot of people have seen it and don't know about it. So definitely, you got to check it out. I liked it as a kid. So maybe, what kind of movies do you let your kids watch? You definitely don't. Do you let them watch scary movies?
No, my girl's like really against letting my kids watch like any scary movies, anything that has like guns, shooting, stuff like that.
How old's your oldest boy?
He's 3.
He's 3. So in a year when
he's about to turn 4.
Yeah, and when I was 4, I remember starting to watch movies at 4.
Like, he does stuff like, because he'll watch SpongeBob, and like you can watch, like he'll mimic the dances, he'll mimic that. So like, we try not to let him watch like really horror stuff, just because I don't want my kid to be a serial killer. So,
well,
that's a good point.
A serial killer. I'm grateful because, and I felt like your parents did too. Like, obviously, they wouldn't let us watch the craziest shit, But we didn't have, and I was told, like, oh, no, you can't watch that till you're a certain age or some shit.
Yeah, Mexican parents don't give a fuck, dude. We watched everything, dude.
Bro, my mom, I would watch scary movies. I watched The Exorcist when I was, like, 5 or 6. You know what I mean?
Chainsaw Massacre, dude. Like, the original It. Yeah, I was watching those.
And then I'd be like, Mom, can I sleep in your room with you tonight? Please. I'm scared.
I think one when I watched, I think it was like Insidious, dude. That one like scared the shit out of me.
Don't make me feel old.
That one scared me.
Don't make me feel old, Alex.
That's funny though that you said like Mexican households, like it's just like is it just whatever dad had on, and it's just like, hey, this is what we're watching, kids.
Dude, like
that's what it is.
Yes, like no offense to any like Hispanics out there. I don't know how they live, dude, but like I'm just gonna say the majority of Mexicans, dude, or Hispanics, like very unhealthy. Like they just let me just say, like my mom was killing my ass. Like she's been killing me since I was a kid, dude. Like
really?
Most Mexicans cook with lard. So bad. Like, dude, I grew up and my friends came over and they're like, you cook with that? I was like, yeah, dude, lard. Like, my mom's been cooking with that since we were freaking...
Like Big Mama's house.
Yeah, bro.
We ever seen Big Mama's house?
Yeah, dude. They get
Straight cooking with lard.
Lard, bro. Soda. We grew up on soda, dude. Like,
Same.
I never grew up on veggies. Like, I look at it now, it was like, it was always potato, beans, and like eggs or meat, and just like, we never had fucking vegetables, dude.
Really?
So it's just like, yeah.
See, Schmitty got it all, but I just had too much of it all.
Yeah, like soda, dude. I used to have like, I had like a $20,000 mouth, dude. I had all my teeth were silver, and I hated the dentist. Hated it, but I had silver teeth. I'm like, yeah, bro. Like you go to a party, you see all these old Mexican kids with all these suckers, bags of candies, dude, and it's just like they're doing that every weekend.
Dude, we grew up on soda. I think everybody watching grew up on soda,
And
which is weird because it's something I really don't drink these days.
And now that, I do not drink. I'll drink.
Maybe
I
I'll
don't
have a
drink
Mountain
soda.
Dew somewhere every once in a while, or if we're somewhere.
I'll have a root beer once.
Yeah,
a year.
I do like a root beer every
Root
once
beer.
in a while.
I can't talk too much. I already got the White Claws.
But as far as a Coca-Cola, nope.
No.
Nope. Dr. Pepper, nope. Pepsi, nope. None of that shit. I do like a Sprite every once in a while. Sprites are nice every once in a blue moon.
You have a squirt.
Like when you're
Like
on
a
a plane.
red ruby squirt.
What's a red ruby
Dude,
squirt?
that is the best.
That's a soda?
Yeah, red ruby squirt,
What the
dude.
fuck?
It's fucking amazing.
Squirt's
Sounds
like
delicious.
prime, except I think it's grapefruit.
Yeah, it's like
grapefruit
grapefruit.
instead of lime.
Oh. I'm not a big grapefruit guy.
No, it don't taste like it though. I mean, it's just like a red ruby squirt is great, dude. Like it hits the spot.
Damn.
We'll have some at Circle K. Go.
Alex, I don't know if you're a big political guy, but it is just something I wanted to briefly talk about, guys. Just because it's kind of crazy. I called on Tim's confidential pod, and I'm pretty sure we've talked about it on this pod. If that, like, eventually I thought Trump and Elon's friendship,
The
bromance would come to an end. And it officially has. I know it's been talking about it forever, but another big one from Donald Trump today. Have you heard it yet? This was kind of crazy. This one's kind of crazy. All right. Elon Musk knew long before so strongly endorsed me for president that I was strongly against the EV mandate. It is ridiculous and was always a major part of my campaign. Electric cars are fine, but not everyone should be forced to own one. Elon may get more subsidy than any human being in history. By far and without subsidies, Elon would did I say that right?
Subsidies and then subsidize.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Elon would probably have the close-up shop and head back home to South Africa. No more rocket launches, satellites, or electric car productions. And our country would save a fortune. Perhaps we should have dodged or Doge. Sorry. I just love it. I love when he put it in all caps. That's why I got excited. Doge, take a good, hard look at this. Big money to be saved. That's crazy. They're officially done, man. He wants them out. What do you think?
So what? No more Tesla?
Well, I don't know what. So you know more about the EV mandate than I do, don't you?
Yeah. So the EV mandate, basically, because like California is like kind of started it off with that, with like deductions.
Yeah, they
kind of
do,
helping
like,
people
Like
that
if you
like
buy
get
an
EVs.
EV, get like $4,000 or $5,000 off or something.
Right,
Tax
right.
rebate.
But then they had the taxing on there, so they had to kind of it's like not as good as you think because California spending and everything. And Patrick Bet-David talked about it a lot on his podcast extensively about like how EVs are kind of getting screwed because of like the charging amounts. Like if you do this certain amount of charging, like you're gonna get charged this much. So EV owners were getting kind of screwed over by these new policies that were being put into place. But essentially the whole point of like the EV subsidies and everything is like the government and like all the contracts that Elon gets directly from the government is also super controversial because he's influencing government too by like funding all these politicians and things like this.
And they gave him a shitload of money. Billions, right? Didn't they give him like a one?
Oh, he gets billions in government contracts, a lot of military contracts and things like that.
Damn.
So for him to be like, and then the president's like, hey, we're going to tighten these purse strings. You're not going to see as much money if you keep playing hardball like this.
So Elon's got to play ball right now. What do you think Elon's going to do?
Dude, just how every businessman does. It's classic. And Trump's the same way. In business, there's no personal relationships. I feel like it's like, hey, we could have been ready to fight the day before, but if it makes sense for both of us to move forward, I'll shake your hand. That's kind of how it is. It's like there is no going past a line when you have that kind of business mindset. You could literally say anything or do anything, but if it makes sense tomorrow for my business and my pockets, I'll work with you. That's how I kind of feel about it, is like all this burning of bridges, these guys are more than willing to build another bridge if it means more money down the line.
Well, so hold on. So you think that they're gonna? So Elon's gone. He won't be having his productions here in America anymore.
They'll figure out a way to save face and
I'll say even if he doesn't have productions here, it doesn't mean he's still not gonna sell here. Still not means we're not still gonna get stuff from Elon, you know? Because at the end of the day, I truly do believe, like me myself, that Elon will be the one that will probably end up saving us.
Oh.
Well, I want to know why. All of a sudden, what Elon's pushing with this that Trump's not agreeing with. Like, so what about these cars? He wants everybody to have smart cars. He wants the future of the technology to be certain ways.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people think of it as like he wants money, he wants more money. But at the end of the day, I strongly believe like if everybody could have electric vehicles, like even the amount of, I do understand it takes a lot out of the earth alone to develop them. But how much are we really polluting the earth? How much is global warming with trucks, with diesel? It's like, I mean, I own a diesel truck. The amount of fumes that I push out, I mean, it's like we're polluting. So I mean, he's like with like all electric cars. Yeah, I think it would benefit. It would benefit so much. The charging does suck. You are taking a lot, but if you could develop ways to where it's all solar, to where eventually
use the sun for everything.
Sun, dude, like Arizona,
Be
like
incredible.
why isn't this entire fucking
State
field
of fucking
solar field?
Yeah.
Like why not? Like you could, how much energy we could completely give to the
Right?
earth, dude, with just solar.
100%. I agree with that.
And I mean, yeah, I mean,
Which is kind of crazy at the end of the day, then, right? Because wouldn't you think Trump would be for that? So I'm kind of wondering what the deal is here.
Dude,
What's the underlying deal here?
I like what you're saying, Alex, that like, hey, if anyone's gonna save the world, it's Elon Musk. But
Or
he's
AI.
only gonna save the world if it makes sense for his pockets. Because you're telling me that this guy had dirt on Donald Trump, and then he's just gonna, only when it does not, when it's like he's in an unfavorable position, now he's gonna bring up blackmail stuff. A real good person would expose things to the light as soon as they find out about it. They don't hold it in their back pocket for a special occasion. You don't hold a get out of free jail card unless you're intending on doing some bad stuff.
you don't think a lot of it has to do with like the war and like Iran and stuff like that, or like because a lot of people now are not like, I feel like a lot of people were on Trump's side, and I feel like after like the war and after like, or like just the bombings and everything, it's like it shifted everybody's thoughts. I might like because Trump hasn't even done half the stuff that he said he was going to do. Like gas prices is still the same. Food is still extremely high.
Keeps going up.
It just keeps going
Fucking
up.
sirloin
That's what I'm
steaks,
saying,
man.
dude. That's like a lot of that. And I mean, what if Eli, he's just not liking it? What if they're like, you know, I mean.
I know. I'd really love to be a fly on that wall, just hearing what these motherfuckers are talking about. Elon, get away.
Dude, Elon's just like all these other guys that are these mega rich people. They're just like endorsing and funding all these politicians. Dude, he's just betting on another horse now.
Yep.
That's all. Now he's like, oh, well, the Republican Party isn't doing what I want them to do. So let me go and tweet out how we need to make a third party. It's like if he doesn't like it his way or if it's hurting his business, he'll move on. And then just to reiterate, because your point originally was just like, do you think this bromance is going to be over forever? And honestly, business talks, money talks. So I feel like the bromance could resume the next day if it made sense for both of them.
They're going to need each other again. Yeah.
Think so?
So, yeah, I mean, when it comes to money, and yeah, I mean, money's over everything. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody likes some green.
Brendan, you had I'm very interested. You had conjured up something here.
Yes.
For Mr. Alex.
And then this is nice because it's good to have a guest on here and then to really just get to know if Alex Nevarez is a good person or a psychopath. And these questions have a scoring system in place. It's simple yes or no questions.
What made you see? What did this?
Well, I just wanted to get a little bit more personal with it because it's like everyone could ask you the same 50 questions on a whole bunch of different podcasts, but we're here to get down to the nitty gritty and just see who you are deep down as a person. And just answer honestly. Just answer honestly. You're in the hot spot, okay?
Okay.
Question 1. Would you lie to protect a friend from going to jail?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a yes. Okay.
Same. That's a yes for me too.
Question 2. You find a wallet, Alex, with 500 and an ID inside. Do you return it without taking the cash?
Well, hold on. Can we go back to that first question actually? Because that's a deep question. So okay, Tim kills somebody. We're like, okay, Tim. We all know Tim killed somebody. The cops are like, hey, did Tim kill this guy? And we're like, nope. You take it that far, Alex?
Who'd he kill?
Oh, see, so yes, that's definitely a yes for that.
A homeless man on the highway on accident and drove off.
Tim wouldn't do that though.
He's looking at you right now. He's looking at you. He's like, Alex, don't say
He
anything.
wouldn't do that though. But
That's a tough question,
if
dude,
if it was like self-defense thing, and my buddy was like, let's say we were on the street and we were walking on the street, and this homeless guy like was pressing him. Let's say he picked him up and dropped him, broke his neck or something. Yeah, I mean, I'd lie for you, bro. I mean, it was on accident.
I'll take it a step further. I'd go a step further, brother. My brothers, guys, listen to this. I would lie about anything. If you killed anyone, I'd be like, I didn't see shit.
I don't know about that. I feel like you'd eat it.
Ride or die. Someone hasn't watched Bad Boys 1, 2, or 3.
Oh,
if that's
God.
your answer.
Oh, God.
Because it's a resounding yes here.
It depends, man. If you did something really bad and you've harmed somebody for a bad thing or a bad reason, I can't lie for you for that. I don't think I could.
That person doesn't break bread with me. They don't sit at the table
If
with
you
me.
did
You
bad-
do. You do.
Don't
Forget
commit-
that protection.
Don't commit a crime when Schmitty's around.
Like,
You're going to
if you-
jail.
if you did
You're a
some-
rat. You're a rat.
If you did something bad,
fucking
and
rat.
if you did something bad, no one and it was no like really hurt, like bad, like oh my God, you're a horrible human, but it had to be done. I can understand something like that. Like it had to be done.
You're more
It
on
had to be
you're
done.
more on Shannon's camp because she rolls she rolls her eyes when I say stuff like that.
I'm like, but it had to be done.
You ever seen that movie, The Town?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
where
yeah.
he says,
Jeremy Renner.
yeah, he says, I need. He says, he calls him and he says, you can't ask me. Get ready. He says, you can never ask me about it again. He says, so and whatever. He says, you ready? He says, what are we doing? So I mean, that's the answer, bro. So like, yeah,
Oh,
I
like the in depth.
Damn
You were
good
looking in
scene.
depth.
That's a good scene. The Town was actually pretty good.
That's a yes then.
Jeremy Renner's death. Oh, didn't want to spoil it. His one scene is really good in that movie.
All right. So just to get back to this, you find a wallet with $500 and an ID inside. Do you return it without taking the cash?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Whose ID?
Yeah, it depends. If it's like you could definitely tell by like wallet wise.
If it's an old,
But in general,
if it's a rich motherfucker, I'm taking it and returning the wallet.
if it's an old person wallet and it looks like it's been there for a while,
But most of the time, I mean,
I mean,
I've found someone's wallet before. I've returned it. It's just,
Yep.
I mean, it's
It's
a
a
good,
con-
it's a
it's
good deed, a good
right?
good
Karma.
day. And most of the time, like when you return it, people most of the time give you some money anyways.
and they go, oh my God, thank God.
Third question.
Also, but think about like No Country for Old Men.
Oh, yeah, where he
He
gets
finds
killed
the-
because he takes the drug money and he doesn't tell anyone.
You find that's a hard one. You find a briefcase in the middle of nowhere with money. That's hard.
This was
That
specific.
hard.
This was a wallet
No,
with 500.
If
I
I
know-
found a briefcase, I'm gone.
I know
I'm
exactly.
gone.
We all would.
Yeah.
But have you seen No
Not
Country
me.
for Old Men?
Because and that's why we would take it because we could find the tracking bug in the straps.
fucked.
You take all the straps out
Oh,
and you
me-
look for the bug
You're
and then you
so
throw it out.
fucked.
Me, I'm just telling you, I find cash, I'm going through it right there and then. Like, I'm literally taking it out.
Before you go?
Before I go. Like,
Before-
it's not like the movies where people are like, oh my God, like, carry the. No, bro, I'm taking all the cash. I'm fucking.
No
yeah.
Country for Old Men's it's a masterpiece. Have you seen that movie? You've never seen No Country for Old Men?
I might have. I just have to see, like.
That is a masterpiece.
That's a good.
You should watch that.
That's a good hole in the movie. Why not ditch the briefcase?
Huh?
Why not ditch the briefcase?
Well, he had found it was a shootout, and I don't want to spoil too much, but there was a shootout that was involved with finding the briefcase. Finds it, hides. People are there, has to hide. So do you want me to keep spoiling it?
Well,
No.
no. I think he had enough. I think he had plenty of time to put it in a different bag. He stopped at a motel even. He had enough time to get rid of it sooner.
You got You got a point.
I think
Okay, it's not perfect.
Alex hasn't
It's
seen
not
the
a perfect
movie,
movie.
and he brought up a really good point.
Like me personally, I'm hiding the money. Like I'm going somewhere, anywhere I go, I'm hiding it, and I'm taking all the money out of whatever bag. I'm disposing the bag of everything, and yeah, the money's safe.
These are some tricky questions, Brendan, because the situations you can be in are. It's like.
But
whoa.
generally, I'm going to mark you as a yes on that. Question 3: If you could anonymously press a button to receive $1 million, but a random person dies in the world, would you press it?
Smash, 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 smash.
See, oh wow, quickly. Don't even know who it is. Could be an innocent
I hope
bystander.
it's a bad person. I hope it's a serial killer. I hope the random button lands on the serial killer.
Okay, there's 10 questions. We're on question 4.
Did he answer that one?
He did. Wait, you said yeah. He said yes.
I'd say
he said he
yeah.
would do it right away.
Because anybody else would do it to me.
Exactly.
Ooh, see that, and that's a further exposing
Now, see, that's
his worldview. He believes that people are out for themselves.
I can connect a movie scene to all these questions, and that's Dark Knight. Do we blow up the ship, or do we blow up?
That
Ooh,
is
yeah.
And that's a damn good scene and a damn good. Yeah. A tough one.
Next question: Is it ever okay to cheat on a test or a partner?
A test, absolutely.
Yeah, test. I wouldn't say no to a partner. No.
It was a or, so it sounds like he said yes on the test, though.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna mark you as a yes.
So okay, hold on. What if you're married, right? And Big Bertha's whooping your ass every night, and you feel alone, you feel lost, you got nobody. She's the only one that's got you because she financially takes care of you. She's beating you every night, and you're working hard at your hard job, and then one day you bump into a cutie, and she hears you, and then she's like, and she fucks you.
I'm out.
Is that
Big
okay?
Bertha's never seen me again as soon as I meet her. I'm going home and taking everything and I'm gone.
All right.
Ask her for a little bit of cheddar before. Say I'm going to the movies or something.
He's gonna get money first too.
Right? Yeah, true. If you're unhappy in a marriage, it's so much better to just talk it out and dip. Tough. That's a tough one.
Number 5: If a company undercharges you by mistake, do you tell them?
Never. I'm out. Unless it's something that can come back to bite me, where I know they're gonna find out, and then it's gonna be like, oh God.
We should assume
No.
without
I
consequence.
do it with
Without
I do it with my business sometimes. They'll give me like, yeah, I've gotten like $500 off sometimes. I don't say nothing.
So you don't tell them.
No.
If it was a mom and pop show, I wouldn't want to scam them.
No, yeah.
But if I'm walking out of Walmart and I'm like, oh shit, deuces.
Oh shit, yeah, I just
I saw this video of this guy scanning stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I just
with the sticker, with the
scanned
gum?
a $3 freaking ground beef for
Yeah.
a ribeye steak.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, whoa, shit that I don't even think about. People think of. It's crazy.
And then I do that and I go to jail.
I know. And that's like, I couldn't do that, dude. I'm too scared. I'm too scared with the guy standing at the door. I'm just fucking terrified to get through him.
Would you steal food to feed a starving child?
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's
a good one. That one's a little easier, right?
Yeah.
A little easier.
But depends. Is this a little fuckhead that's causing chaos? And they're like, yeah, we're starving him for a little bit to teach him a lesson. I'm like, okay. This kid's got we got a little minutes on our hands. You got to learn a lesson.
True.
That's a little Billy Bob. Fuck yeah, slap that.
Do you believe in revenge, or is forgiveness always better?
Forgiveness is always, well, you don't forget. You can forgive, but you never forget.
No, I believe in getting your revenge to an extent, and then after that, forgiveness. So as people
He
go,
said revenge first, though.
yeah. So
That's a
you
big
get your
True.
Get your fight in. It's like fighters. You get your fucking revenge, and you get your fight in, and then you just forgiveness.
I agree with that.
But it depends. It depends what they
Aspect.
did. Yeah.
Right? Because it's like, okay, eye for an eye if someone kills someone you love or hurts somebody you love. I agree with that. But like if it's something stupid and petty, it's like, yeah, don't go be petty. 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Like you stole grandma wax from me, and then I go pop your fucking tires.
Yeah,
Or something
like petty shit like that.
Yeah.
But if you killed my mom, well, now I got to kill your whole family.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
was that violent?
That's much.
Oh yeah, too far. Sorry, I'm just respecting.
No, it's good answer. I mean,
I
it's
just
good
stand
to
on
think about
business
it.
with my
Maybe
moms.
just
You
your
know what I
brother
mean?
and sister.
Yeah.
Would you sacrifice one person to save 5?
No.
Oh.
Hold on.
If it came to my family, if you're talking my family wise, fuck no, I'll kill everybody in the world.
One more time.
Would you sacrifice one person to save 5? I like what you're thinking though. You just said no right away, so that's a no.
Well, what situation are we in? Are we hanging from a cliff from a plane crash? Are we on a boat or a raft?
Well,
what situation?
The classic, because this is a question that's kind of classic in like psychology. It's called the trolley experiment, where there's a trolley and there's 2 tracks, and then you have the switch, and one has 5 people tied to it, and one has 1 person, and then a lot of people will pick the 1 over the 5 because of saving life, but a lot of people also, and they found this in the studies, don't want to touch it at all because then they feel directly responsible. So it's a weird question about, like, I guess personal responsibility almost, and taking a life.
But if you're saving one good person over, like, let's say, like as he says, like the Batman thing, like, let's say you got 5 inmates on one, and you got 1 homeless fucking person or 1 person, like, which one are you saving? They all, one's still not a good part of society, not contributing, doesn't really contribute, and the other one's fucked up their opportunity in society.
That's a Saw movie. That's a scene from Saw.
But you have to pick one. So.
Damn.
But you said, I'm going to stick with your no answer because of how quickly you answered it. I do like that. Because your family, right? You'll kill planets for your family. You Thanos the whole world.
So what if the bad guy, like say you're stuck on an island, you get stuck on an island with a group of people, and there's 6 of you, and you're looking for food, you're all trying to eat and stuff, and the one is losing his mind, batshit crazy, actually almost killing some people. What do? Do you kill the one to save the 5 others?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because then at the point, you're not just saving the one, you're saving yourself.
You don't lock them up. You don't build a jail and just make something that you can't get out.
No, you see the zombie movies, bro. They always end up biting some motherfucker.
And so you gotta kill this guy.
Yeah, just kill him.
Okay,
I agree.
Situation.
Would you rat out your coworker if they were stealing from the company?
I've seen that.
If they don't steal me something, yeah.
I've seen that shit. I'm like, oh,
yes,
man,
is a fair answer. I think that's a good answer. Is yes.
I like to go, you crazy, man. I go, you crazy? I'm looking that way, man.
We got one last question. Would you go back in time to kill baby Hitler if possible?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. All right, now I got to tally it up.
That was well. Did he say yes too?
He nodded yes.
But what if we kill Hitler and it creates someone worse?
That is something to think about.
That's the shit that scares me.
Would you ever think that everything happened for a reason?
Yeah.
That everything they get, like for us to have as much freedom and power and everything that we did.
And because of what was once is now because of now what is. Damn. Those were some deep ones. I wasn't expecting that.
5-0. Not doing too great, Alex. Not doing too great. You look like you're kind of.
Where did you find this?
It's a yes.
And fuck this scoring thing. This
You tell me
doesn't
I'm a
judge
fucking
me.
psychopath.
This doesn't tell me if I'm a bad or good person.
Ooh, that's another 0.
Oh,
Had to represent Arnold.
he's gonna tell me I need to go see a freaking what therapist after this.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4. So you are a chaotic good / evil. So sometimes you do the wrong thing for the right reason.
I like that.
Or you do the wrong thing.
That's some Joker shit.
You were just because you had +1, 2, 3, 4. So you were just almost enough to be neutral.
I don't like these kinds of
So you
tests and scores.
weren't quite a true villain. So you're actually and chaotic good isn't bad because you do care about your inner circle, the people that matter most. So through an in-depth analysis through this survey, I would say you're more of a good person than a bad. So Alex passed the test, guys. He's not a POS, and it's easy to root for him.
At least someone knows it.
Damn.
Thank you.
Hey,
That's
thank
as
you.
objective as we
There we
can
go.
get on a test here.
I like it. Well, Alex, my man, thank you for coming on the pod today. Congratulations on your new win. You looked incredible. We're very excited to see what you achieve in this sport and all the things that you keep building and growing. Just keep killing it, my man.
Thank you, buddy.
And we'll get you back on the pod again in the future. We'll have to, like I said, anyone from the gym that you want to pair up would be fucking awesome.
Fucking Bebo.
There's so many people. Bebo, we're coming for you, buddy.
Yeah, you little bitch.
Episode 206. We'll see you next week.
Love you guys. And thank you, bro.